Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are going to jump into some journaling tips and tricks. Recently, I had just finished a journal and I'm starting another one, and so I wanted to share with you how I kind of organize my journal as I go. I've always loved journaling, um, probably since I was little. I do have a lot of journals from when I was little of just like a few pages in each journal because I would love a journal, write in it a few times, and then find another cute journal. I would say that I started writing consistently in 2009, and that's when I started to prepare for a mission, and then I went on a mission. And since then, I think I'm on number 25 now. So I do have about almost 10 years, so weird, of consistently journaling. And so I just wanted to share with you how I set my journal up and how I think it would be helpful for you guys. The one thing that I want to talk about before we jump into all of this is that journaling is very individualized. Like if you have a certain way you do it, then go for it. I'm just showing these as ideas. And a lot of the things I do are actually like little ideas from different mentors I've had or people that I look up to. And I've just kind of smashed it together for my style. So I hope that as I share these things with you, you'll kind of pick out things that will help you and that you will not compare or think. Because sometimes when I see other people doing things, I always think like, oh, why can I do that? Why are they this or that? And I just think that that is totally not the point of this video. And to remember that this is something I've done for a long time, and I've really invested time into. And so I just hope that we'll be able to get tips and tricks and that you will enjoy it. So the first thing that I do is pick out a cute journal. All of my journals are different. I do love very organized in row things, but for journaling, I love all the different covers. My last journal was this one by Al Caraway. She is amazing, and I loved this journal because it's my only journal that's ever had page numbers inserted into it. So I absolutely love that. The second thing that I do is I number them. So every journal you open in my journal, I have a shelf in my office, and it has all of them from the very beginning to the most current. And so it's really easy to find things and be able to collect things, but I put numbers in the front of all of them. So this one's journal 24. This is the one that I just finished, and then I put dates of when I start it and when I finish it. This way that when I'm trying to find information, I can just look at the front cover and then see where I'm at. Because it does, once you record a lot, you have to be able to find the information, or I feel like it's not as valuable, because if you can't find it, you might as well not have written it down. So those are two things that I do. This is the new journal that I'm starting. I picked this one up at Deseret Book, and it's by a company I've never heard of. It's Eccolla. That does not sound like a good one, but it's ECCOLO. And so, like I said, so I just put these stickers in to do journal 25. I always have a picture in the front just as like a fun theme. I love pictures and art. And then the beginning date. So after I do the beginning dates, I immediately go into an index. This is so that I can track everything that I am learning. It might actually be better to see the one I've already done. This index, as you can see, I just put the subject and then the page number. Now, if I do like a general conference, I also put those notes in with washi tape so that when I go through my journal, anytime that I want like a certain conference talk, then I just look for that washi tape. because I know what section it's in. And so how I decide what to put in my index is mostly I put all general conference in there. And then I also do like important things that I'm studying. Like here, I did like a vision board. So this year I worked on a vision board. And so if I wanted to look that up or the things that I was studying with it, I just go to page 40. And then you'll see there's a page of my vision board and then a little entry that I did with my vision board. And the only reason I do that, like I said, is to keep my information organized. I think I've only done this for the last couple of journals, but it's amazing how much quicker I am to find information and be able to collect it right away. So after the index, I go into, let me show you in this one, I do highlights. And so I just keep a list of highlights. Usually like if Caleb and I go on a trip or if big life things happen, I do it that way too. But I just put each month and then things that happen on those days. A lot of trips we go on, if people go into the hospital or deaths or births, or like if I start goals, or just anything like that, I put in here just so I can kind of see, like, if I want to go back to journals, like, oh, it was around this time. So then I can go right to my highlights, see when it was around, and then be able to locate it. And it's really fun at the end of the year to be able to see, like, everything you've done in a year. So I really like that part. The other part that I think is super important is I put my patriarchal blessing in each journal. In a lot of them, I wrote it because I was on a mission and I didn't have time to like copy, paste, and do all these different things. But lately, what I've been doing is I type it and then I put it in a color code, and I get nervous to show. I don't want to show my blessing, but I want to show this. So really quick. So this is my patriarchal blessing, and I just color code it according to this color code. And so what it is I went through all my promises and blessings. I put in purple in a different font. Warnings and cautions. I do counseling, descriptions about me, gifts or talents that I have, key phrases, and then if and then statements. So then I do my whole blessing according to that code. And then when I have insights or anything, I always insert little, so you kind of can see my writing right here, of where I just insert it so that as I'm reading and learning, if anything comes into my mind, like, oh, that's a phrase or that connects, then I can write it down and be able to keep all those things close together. Another thing that I really like to do in my journals is I do a books read list, just so that I can keep track of everything that I'm learning and reading. I really have a lot of different types of journals. These journals, the 25s so far, these are like everything combined into one. I do have separate journals. I have an art journal. I also have, and that's on my blog, there's like an example of my art journal. I have a Preach My Gospel study journal that I put together on my mission. And I have just like a few other journals like that. But for the most part, these are what have all of my learning, my daily study, all my school, just anything, church notes, anything like that is all in these journals. So I hope that made a little bit of sense and that you can start to really do journaling in your own life. For me, it's been such a blessing to be able to look back and see how the Lord has had his hand in my life. And it really helps me to see all the blessings that I have. Sometimes it's hard to see things, especially when you're having a hard time or difficult things are happening, to always see those ray of light. But always going back and reading my journal, it's always such a good reminder to me that there are good things happening and that I do have a great life and that things are looking up. And so I think it's just a great way to be able to keep those things and have them in the forefront of your mind whenever you need them. I did do a blog post that has a lot of this information written out, and I'll insert pictures too, so that you guys can be able to look at them a little bit more carefully. I just wanted to do it while this journal is pretty empty, so then you don't see like all of my stuff. Not that there's anything magical in there, but I doubt you'd want to read it. So I also, in my blog, I included a bunch of my favorite quotes about journaling from the Brethren and why through the years what's inspired me to journal. And then I also included 2 videos that you guys should totally go check out. The first video, it's from a woman named the Redheaded Hostess, and it talks about how she studies, and it's incredible. The index is who I got that from, and numbering the pages is who I got that from. And then there's also another talk by Elder jOuRnALiNg where he talks about how he started journaling and how much it blessed him and his family. And so that's in my blog. And then just other quotes from the Brethren, and then kind of what I've talked about here, but just written out. And if you don't know how to find that, there's a little tab right underneath this box that just says show more. And you click on that, and then it has links to it'll have a link to my blog, and then from there you can find the videos and the quotes. This is my second video. I did do a video on studying the Book of Mormon by topic, and so if you want to check that out, I hope that you do. I'll also link that one below. And I hope you enjoyed it, and that we'll see you soon. Bye.